Being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame during the pandemic, I got to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame awards induction in 1992. I was honored I got to induct Johnny Cash in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's a night I'll always remember. Wow. Mr. Cash was always so kind to me. It was quite an event. I mean, it really was, just electric. How was it? How was it being inducted in a year when you couldn't go?
Well, it was still a great honor, and in a way, it was a part of it that I enjoyed being able to just kind of. I think I would have enjoyed being there with all the guys, and the Doobies and our families, we see each other fairly recently and have over the years, not as, but it's usually events like that where we get back together, or certain gigs that I would play with them and stuff. Our kids have always stayed in touch since they were little, so they kind of do a better job of staying in touch than the adults do sometimes. But I looked forward to the event. I never look forward to the giant jam sessions, It's not one of my favorite things to do. But I get where it's something kind of special for the audience. But there's only really so many people that's necessary on stage, and then when you have like 30 at one time, it can be kind of bedlam. But I didn't mind doing it virtually like that. And to say, the least, it was such a great, feather in the cap kind of thing. I think to be able to say that you're part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just such a wonderful honor. And for me, I wouldn't have wanted to. I don't know that I would have. I doubt if I would have. But I certainly. The best part about it for me was being inducted as a Doobie Brother, with the band, and because I really always felt like they were a band, with or without me, that deserved to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and so I think all of us, whoever were Doobies, were feeling a certain kind of pride, and always have felt that way. I know all the guys who have been in the band over the years, not just myself. It's one of our, probably premier experiences, in music, because they're just a great bunch of guys, and it was really great music to be involved with,
But those songs those performances are just part of the fabric of pop music. I mean, they're important, but so well deserved, so well deserved. When was the last regular live gig that you were able to play before the pandemic?
I think about that. I think it was a few months before that. We probably played a one-off here or there during the winter months. And oddly enough, I remember it was when we were on tour with Shaka Khan. That was the last real tour we did before the pandemic. And that was almost 6 to 8 months before the official pandemic hit, so somewhat time in September. I got real sick, and I, we all get sick on the road, but typically most of us just kind of punch through and, try to not sound as sick as, we can, and it's rare when you cancel shows, and on this particular run, I got so sick I had to cancel some shows, and I remember the funny thing about it was I lost my sense of smell during this time, and we weren't talking about that with the COVID-19. We didn't even hear the word COVID yet, and it was just bronchitis and a flu kind of thing that I got. But I remember the odd thing was I lost my sense of smell, and then I read somewhere where that's one of the early signs of dementia. So I was sure I was a goner, but the funny part about it, and probably one of the blessings in disguise, was there's always this thing on the bus, I'm sure you can relate to, where it's kind of a standoff with the drivers how soon he's actually going to empty the toilet, you know. So it's an expensive process, I guess, and they like to wait till they absolutely have to do it, you know. And that's usually about the time everybody's eyes are starting to water, and you know, you're going to sleep with a towel around your face, you know, so as not to breathe in the stench of the toilet and the bus. And I remember all the guys in the band going, "Geez, you know, when is he gonna change that toilet?" And I remember sitting there going, "I don't smell anything," you know. I thought, oh, wow, that's weird. And that was really the first time I realized I'd lost my sense of smell, you know. And I really haven't totally gotten it back. So I've often wondered if maybe I had an early case of COVID or something, you know.
Well, sounds like you could have, huh?
Yeah, I guess, you know, but I wouldn't know at this point. But I haven't gotten it since, you know, so I feel fortunate, you know, so many people have gotten so sick from it, you know,
Exactly.
Friends of mine too, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I tell you, it's you know, the way it affects everyone differently is, you know, interesting and can be just tragic.
Yes, yeah.
But you have been doing some live streams on your own, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to tell the folks when your next one is?
Well, the next one I'm doing is on Mother's Day. Yeah, well, I try to kind of line them up with either my birthday and Valentine's Day, or you know, I forget what the first one was. It was another kind of event, holiday event. So this one will be on Mother's Day, and I'm straining to think of some songs I can do that are in keeping with the theme of Mother's Day. But
Songs for Mom, I think that's a great idea. And it's Mother's Day weekend, right? It's May 7th, actually.
May 7th, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, a Mother's Day weekend, and my manager Joel somehow talked me into posing as kind of a remake of Whistler's Mother in a rocking chair with you know. For the advertisement, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Actually, you know. But yeah, we do them every so often, and what's wonderful about them, I think, you know, there's always the good and the bad. Would I rather be playing gigs? Yeah, because when you play gigs, you can do 30 shows in a month and play the same songs in a different town, you know, every night. But with these things, you have to kind of change it up every time you do it, you know. So you have to do some kind of theme or a different song list every time. So I've kind of enjoyed that. It was terrorizing me at first, you know, because my memory's not what it used to be, you know. And so learning a new song for something like this, I was so amazed that I got through This Is It. I can't even tell you. I almost jumped up and clicked my heels, you know. You know, I'm starting to enjoy that now, that part of the process. It's kind of making me think more and kind of think of myself a little differently. I've enjoyed playing like this too, with just, you know, I always wanted to do that, to just play the piano and sing. I never really, I kind of lost the confidence to do that years ago, you know. So this has kind of forced me back to doing that again. That's something I learned when I moved to Nashville, doing those in the rounds, you know, that they do at the Bluebird. We would do a few of those with some friends, Jim Photoglow, and a couple of guys, and I really came to enjoy it, and it really made me rethink my songs a lot, you know, the arrangements of my songs, so that when I went back to the band, I kind of changed up the arrangements to fit more what I did when I played them just by myself, you know. So it was a real learning experience. Nashville for me overall was a real kind of a revitalizing experience. You know?
Well, there are so many talented folks there, and what you hear on the radio is really just the tip of the iceberg of the music that goes on in Nashville, and the people that make it all happen. I mean, those songwriter in the round shows, like at places like the Bluebird Cafe, really, I mean, it's really how I mean, what we're doing tonight is really just an extension of that, isn't it?
That's right.
That sort of getting together and just trading songs as though you're as though there's no one in the audience. You know, it's the same. That's the challenge about doing these kinds of shows for me, is to remind myself that there are folks actually watching, and you folks at home for tuning in and giving us a chance to do what we love to do. I just appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. And you're exactly right about sort of reaching into your songs and playing songs that you might not be currently playing on tour. That's a privilege, really, to be able to do that. There must be songs from your catalog that you play every time you're on stage.
Oh yeah. One of the songs I wrote with Kenny, we certainly play every night, which is "What a Fool Believes," and that's the song that might have never been. Actually, I was. Kenny was the first time we got together. We wrote that song, and I was in my house. He was going to meet me at my place, and my sister heard about it, and so she came over and decided she was going to clean my house for me. Really, she just wanted to meet Kenny Loggins, but she was, cleaning the ashtrays around the piano and cleaning up the 37, empty bottles of Coca-Cola and, stuff that I would, I was a bachelor at the time, and so it was a mess. And so she's cleaning up around, and I was grateful to her for doing that. And so I started to play things for her that I was I was going through my lyrics and books and stuff, and playing some things at the piano that I had been messing around with. Thought, well, maybe this would be something good to play. So I asked my sister while she was busy working in the house. I said, "What about this? I play her something," and she go, "Yeah, that's good. You can play that for her." And so I played her the piano lick, and I think her comment to me was something like, "That sounds a little bit like circus music. I don't think I'd play that one for her." So right at that moment, the doorbell rang, and I get up and I go to the door, and sure enough, there's Kenny Loggins standing there, and he's got his guitar and bag and some stuff, and a little tape recorder in his hand, and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "before we say anything," he goes, "You were just playing something on the piano. I could hear it through the door." He goes, "Is that something new?" And I said, "Well, yeah, actually, I was thinking about playing it for you." He goes, "I want to work on that first." So we wound up writing "What a Fool Believes."
Well, don't stop now.
Okay. So here we go. This is what it sounded like that day, probably.
Nostalgic too. Never coming near what they wanted to see. Only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice. Anybody else will surely know. He's watching her go now, but what a fool believe. He sees white man has a power to reason away what she